Islamists attack Iranian dissidents in the United Kingdom. The recent violent clash between supporters of the Islamic Republic, of supporters of the Iranian regime and anti regime dissidents in London has sparked outrage and calls for action. The incident unfolded on May 24th when dissidents protested outside a vigil honoring the late Iranian President Ebrahim Raisi, who earned the notorious moniker Butcher of Tehran for his role in the mass killings of political prisoners in 1988. As Niyak Ghorbani, an Iranian activist present at the scene, recounted, quote, "Today, the Islamic Republic held a mourning ceremony in London for the death of its president. We coordinated with friends to show that Iranians are very happy about this event by dancing and celebrating." However, the peaceful protest took a violent turn as regime loyalists attacked the dissidents, leaving four people injured, with one person allegedly sustaining severe spinal injuries. The incident has sparked widespread condemnation, with figures like activist Masih Alinejad and Reza Pahlavi, the exiled crown prince of Iran, calling on British authorities to act against, quote, "the thugs of the Islamic Republic and protect Iranians from violence perpetrated by supporters of the regime." Um, so I wanted to talk about this because this was some absolute chaos that unfolded, and it was met with a very big reaction amongst the Persian community abroad. And so let us set the stage for people who maybe don't follow Atheist Republic, maybe you don't know what's going on. Okay, so Iran, the Islamic Republic of Iran had a president recently, up until recently. And, Ibrahim Raisi is an evil man and a terrible president. He was illiterate. He can't even speak Persian very well. Has a history of dropping out of school at a very, 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 very young age, and also a history of being responsible for the deaths of thousands of his own citizens in mass political executions that happened in the 1980s. He was on something called the Death Council. And so people hate this man. He was a lapdog of the supreme leader, Ali Khamenei. And what had happened was that very recently, if you are not aware, he got stoned by a mountain. He was
Okay.
in a helicopter, and that helicopter crashed and burned. And him and a couple of other regime officials who I equally hate, including the foreign minister, as just being pieces of shit. They all died. And celebrations amongst the Iranian community unfolded across the world. We saw people distributing sweets in the streets of Tehran. We also saw Gazans, Gazan Palestinians distributing sweets, also celebrating this man's death.
Yeah.
Um, and Israelis distributing sweets as well. Everyone was just, sweets for everyone, candies for everyone. The witch is dead. And so there was an Islamic center in the United Kingdom that was holding a vigil and a mourning ceremony for Ibrahim Raisi's death. Well, a bunch of anti regime activists in the United Kingdom didn't really appreciate this. And they wanted to be present to celebrate his death outside of this event to demonstrate that this is reflective of the attitude of many Iranians, right? Because a lot of Iranians feel extremely misrepresented in kind of global awareness about what they want, and their attitudes, and what they and what they desire, right? So um Bull McLeod, thank you for the super chat. He said the president had some rock candy. Okay. You know what? Um, so anyways, we have the anti-regime people and we have the regime people, and then they were like outside of this center, and then the regime loyalists started attacking the protesters. And this included a man coming up and assaulting a woman and kicking her with full force while she's already laying on the pavement screaming for help. And for a lot of people, this brings up a lot of feelings and memories and emotions about the abuse they suffered in Iran and the way in which the authorities in Iran will abuse women just straight up in the street, in public, assault them, kick them, just open violence towards women. Um, and they're like, where are we? Are we in the United Kingdom or are we in Iran? Like, what's going on here? And so this is representative of kind of a pattern of transnational repression that has been ongoing, since the foundation of the Islamic Republic. There was also an incident that happened in near the Washington D.C. area in the United States, where there was a similar event, and there were protesters at the event, and there was a man who represents the Iranian government, vis-a-vis the Pakistani embassy or consulate, and he was signaling death threats to American activists. And so these activists came forward and said, like, we have no delusions about what this means. If I was in Iran, like, they would act on these threats, I would be dead. And this is emblematic of Iran's transnational repression. Armin and I have friends who are victims of transnational repression, people in our community. And the problem is that the regime oftentimes has Islamic centers or mosques that are in foreign countries around the world, and these are basically used as centers of the regime's tentacles to repress activists overseas, keep an eye on them, spy on them, document their whereabouts, and even plan and execute kidnapping or assassination attempts. Um, I feel like I was rambling a little bit. Did this make sense? Okay. Oh, this is actually a good thing to bring up. So, according to some reports I was reading, 4 people were injured. Some reports I was reading is saying that someone had their leg broken. They got their leg broken by this assault. And then Niyak Ghorbani, who is an activist in the UK who we've been following recently, and we've talked about him before on this channel. He was saying that the UK Metropolitan Police report was wrong, that he had a friend who suffered spinal injury. Um, that's what he says. I haven't seen that reported in the news, so that's just an FYI. But Armin, this was a huge story that blew up. Like, I want to know what you heard on the Persian side of things, because you keep your ear to the ground.
Yeah, so a lot of Iranians in the UK were shocked because the assumption is that this is not what you can do in the UK. This is what you could do to us, the people who are against the Iranians, against the regime. This is what the regime can do to Iranians in Iran. They never, like, even people, they didn't assume that this is the experience of being an Iranian in Iran right now. They never, once you leave Iran, once you come to a civilized country with laws and everything, like Canada or US or the UK or France and Germany, then you think like, okay, this is this is my safe zone. This is a area where these things cannot happen to me. So they're like, holy crap, these people, these government officials have the audacity to treat us like we're in Iran. Like, even here they are treating us like this. Let me actually, so I'm gonna play this now. I played it once without audio. Now let's play it once again with audio to just see. So the people behind these bars are, these are the Islam. This is in London, okay? These are the Islamic Republic's government officials, and the people behind on the other side of the bar, because the ceremony was in memorial of Raisi, they were there with their flags and dancing and singing to just like, and they were so pissed. I couldn't, it was so interesting to see that they were so pissed to see them celebrating. And remember, the flag that they're waving is the actual flag of Iran. The current flag that you see of Iran is the one with the Allah sign in the middle of it. Most Iranians don't believe in that flag. Most Iranians believe in the flag that has the lion and the sun in the middle, and that's the flag that they're waving. So let's actually watch the whole thing. So the woman is shouting the name of the people who were killed in Iran, the people, Javidnams, the people that their names we will not forget, the people that were the heroes of the Masih revolution that were killed by the regime. So she's shouting their names. I'll just catch it. So this guy is yelling. So this is in UK, and he says this is an Iranian regime official. So we can fuck you here, like we can fuck you here, like he's threatening them. Like no, you shouldn't be able to. This is not Iran. This is the UK. Look, now this is the part that was shocking. They ran out and started attacking. Like even the woman is shocked. Like she couldn't believe that this is happening in London.
So she's screaming help in Persian.
So first it was she's saying madam, like people help us.
Or Cormac.
Now she look. What the hell? So she's saying Cormac help. So I don't understand. Is he arrested? By the way, YouTube, we don't endorse any of this. This is like we're like condemn all of this. Please do not strike us down. But like his face, like he assaulted a woman, kicking her while she was on the ground. Is he arrested? Like what? So when the police arrived, these people went back into the was this the embassy building?
No, this is just
right?
like an Islamic center.
Just an Islamic center? Okay, yeah. So when they went back into the building, the police showed up and they took some of the people's phones away and went into the building. And the police said, "Yeah, I can't go into the building." So even though they had their phones, yeah.
What?
So
I didn't see that reported
yeah, the police.
on.
Yeah, well, I mean, that's what I heard. But do you know what happened? Did they get arrested or are they free? What
So
happened?
my understanding is that they are still investigating and that one person has been arrested.
Okay, well, multiple people were assaulting, so multiple people should be arrested.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah.
By the way, do you want me to? I know you know what this means, but should I explain what this is to?
Wait, I haven't seen this before. What?
No, so
Helicotlet. Oh, this
the
is
people here. There's a helicotlet. Like ever since this whole thing happened, people came out and made the helicotlet meme trending. And if people don't know what helicotlet is, ever since when Qasem Soleimani was killed by the US, people saw what was remained of him, and it really looked like cutlet, which is an Iranian dish. So now they always refer to Qasem Soleimani as Qasem Cutlet.
yeah, it's like a little
Now
meat and
that
potato patty.
Yes. So now that Raisi died in the helicopter crash, and his body was burned as well, so people assume that he turned into a cutlet as well. So they refer to him as helicotlet now. So I just want to know your meme.
So now Iranians literally celebrate the day that Qasem Soleimani died as Cutlet Day.
Yeah.
And what
Cutlet
happened?
Day, people.
Yeah, what happened last year is that there was a cooking influencer in Iran who just posted a video about the recipe to make cutlet like on that day, and he got arrested for it. So imagine like your government just comes and arrests you because you posted the recipe to a dish. The other thing,
Yeah.
Armin, is that last year there were a lot of protests going on, in support of the Masih revolution still at the time. And I went to a protest on this day, and my friend was there, and he was distributing cutlet to everyone at the protest, and they were shaped like little hearts. Yeah.
Mm.
Do you like cutlet, by
Wait,
the way?
so oh my god, it's so good. You have no idea. I'm
I'm
trying to
gonna be
download.
honest, I'm a little bit mixed on it.
Oh, have you had cutlet?
Yes, I have.
So if you're mixed on it, then you haven't had like I don't know, somebody screwed it up. You cannot be mixed on cutlet. It's pretty good.
We'll
It's
go talk
pretty
to
good.
Bobak about that. No, I'm kidding.
Oh, okay. No, then it's his fault. Like cutlet is good. Maybe my mom's cutlet was amazing. So I don't know about how Bob I
Oh
came
my
up,
god.
my mom's cutlet. Yeah,
So, Armin, I'm very
awesome.
curious, like in our Persian community, what was the reaction to these assaults?
A lot of disappointment with UK officials because so
Get
unfortunate.
used to it.
Also an assumption, like a more confirmation that to a lot of Iranians think that Europe is becoming Islamized, and the Islamic Republic of Iran has a major influence on it, and they think like they're expanding their territory to Western countries. And again, some of them believe that very much. Some people believe it's exaggerated, but this video coming out of it, them watching this being done to Iranians on foreign soil, was a confirmation to a lot of Iranians that Europe is becoming Islamized,
Mm,
and the Islamic officials are feeling more and more free to treat everywhere on the planet like it's in Iran.
yeah.
That's what,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, the transnational repression is super real, and it can be straight up deadly. Um So before we move to the next story, we have a few super chats. GJ is celebrating his membership. Thank you, GJ. And he said, illiterate, referring to Raisi. That's following the prophet. You know what? You have a
That's a
point.
good point.
Sir, you have a
Yeah.
point. John Bundock also gave super chat thank you, saying Khomeinists can only hope via misogyny. Pathetic. Yep, it's kind of as classic as it gets. Um, and then this person, I don't know how to pronounce this, Pi Quadrant Tourist, saying, "Have you heard about the knife attack in Mannheim, Germany, 2 days ago?" And basically, yes, I have heard about this. Is huge news. You know, it happened 2 days ago, so we didn't have time to do a full like write up and stuff. But I think I want to touch on it um at the end of the show, to be honest, because it's
Right.
really important. And
So,
Flying Robot Duck
yeah, I
gave
just
one
want
another super chat. Thank you.
thank you so much. That was the first super chat he or she did on this channel. So thank you so much for doing that. By the way, guys, we're not here to break the news for you guys. You guys get the news somewhere else. We're just here to just talk about it with you guys in the live chat, right? So if you're like, oh, we're not gonna do it right away as soon as it comes out. We're gonna, sometimes we can't do that, but even if we can, we want to see what people talk about it, what people say about it, some of the reactions to it. So it will. This is mostly us just reviewing what happened and how people react to things rather than just breaking news. This just happened yesterday, kind of thing. Oh, we got two more super chats.
Yeah, we are clearly not journalists. Our role here is not to be journalists. Um,
Yeah.
I hate to break it to you if you thought otherwise. And Kenny gave a super chat. Thank you, Kenny. And GJ also sent a super chat. Thank you, saying some other news. Senior American citizen Bill Werner, Dr. Bill Werner, founder of Center for the Study of Political Islam in Internat, posted 2 weeks ago that his health is now waning and limiting him. Oh well, I'm not familiar with this person. Um,
Oh,
you
thank you
know,
so much. I think Bill Warren, is that the guy that read books about Islam that was looking at everything statistically? Because I read a couple of his books many years ago. if that's the same guy that you're. I think I read his books. Let me see. Bill
Former physics
Warner.
professor and anti-Islam
Yes,
writer.
I read like I think three or his books are very short, so I think I just read 3 or 4 of his books. They're very very short, small, to the point books. It looks at everything in the Quran and Hadith like very statistically, like counts the numbers of how many times violence is used, and it's pretty good. Do you know who makes the most amazing, gorgeous, and other adjectives that I can't use here on YouTube, blasphemous art ever? We do! And for some reason, we are giving it away for free. Download them now using the link in the description before we change our mind.